All right, so let's get into it. We're going to unravel two really critical, but, often kind of confused types of software testing: confirmation and regression testing. Think of them as the unsung heroes working behind the scenes, making sure our favorite apps don't just break after every single update. Let's dive in and see how they actually pull it off.
This question right here, this is what keeps software developers up at night. I mean, it's the classic problem, right? You track down and you squash one super annoying bug, but in doing that, you might have accidentally broken something totally different, somewhere else in the code. It's like a high-stakes game of digital whack-a-mole.
Every story in software testing, and I mean every story, starts right here, with a change. It could be something tiny, like fixing a spelling mistake, or it could be absolutely massive, like rolling out a whole new feature. But any change, big or small, it kicks off this whole crucial process.
So, a developer has just pushed a fix for a known problem. The very first question, the most logical one we have to ask is, well, did it work? Did the fix actually do its job? And this brings us to our first key player, confirmation testing.
What's really interesting about confirmation testing, and you'll sometimes hear it called retesting, is just how incredibly focused it is. It has one job. That's it. It's laser-focused on just one thing, making sure that specific bug that was reported is actually gone. It's not looking for new problems. It just wants to confirm the old one is solved. Period.
The whole process here is just so direct and logical. First, a test finds a bug, okay? Second, a developer cooks up a fix. But third, and this is the absolute key, you run the exact same test that failed before. Same conditions, same data, everything. If it passes this time, awesome. The defect is closed, case closed. If it fails again, well, it's back to the drawing board for the developer.
And it is so tempting to just, call it a day right here. The original bug is gone, high fives all around. But if we stopped now, we would be taking a huge risk, a really big one. That initial fix, it's really just the first step of the journey.
This gets right to the heart of the hidden danger. Good software, it's like this complex, interconnected web. You can't just pull on one thread without expecting it to cause little vibrations or ripple effects across the whole thing. The real challenge is making sure our little fix didn't accidentally break a perfectly good feature somewhere else.
And this is where our second hero makes its entrance. To answer that pretty scary question, did we just break something else? We need a way broader approach. We need a safety net. And that safety net, folks, is called regression testing.
So think of it this way. If confirmation testing is all about looking backward at the original problem, regression testing is about looking sideways at everything else. Its entire purpose is to hunt for those nasty, unexpected side effects, to make sure the software hasn't regressed or, gone backward in quality. It's the guardian of all the features that were already working just fine.
So when do you actually need this safety net? Well, it's not just for code changes. You need it anytime the software is changed, obviously, but also anytime the environment changes, like if you get a new database or a new operating system. You need it when you're adding features bit by bit, and you definitely need it during regular maintenance work. Basically, any big change demands it. Okay, now just imagine having to manually retest every single feature in an app like Spotify or Google Maps every time one little thing changes. It would be impossible, right? It would take forever. And that's why automation is the not-so-secret weapon here. By automating these tests, you can run thousands of checks super fast, super reliably, which is what makes this whole idea of comprehensive regression testing actually possible.
Okay, so we've met our two main characters. We know what they do. Now, let's put them side by side. This is where it all comes together, where we can really see how their different jobs fit together perfectly.
This is it. The million-dollar question we've been building up to. If we strip everything else away, what truly, fundamentally, separates these two types of testing? Let's break it down. And here we go. It all comes down to two words: goal and scope. Confirmation testing is the specialist. It's like a surgeon who's been called in to check on one specific patient. Its goal is super narrow, just confirm the fix. And its scope is tiny. It only reruns the one test that failed. On the other hand, regression testing is the general inspector. It's doing a full sweep of the entire building.
Its goal is broad, check for any unexpected problems, anywhere. And its scope is huge. It reruns a whole suite of tests that were already passing just to make sure they still are.
So we've gotten into the weeds a bit on the technical side, but why should you care? Why does this matter? Well, because this exact process is happening behind the scenes on every single app you use. On your phone, on your laptop, everywhere. The biggest takeaway here is that they're not rivals. They're partners. They work together like a powerful 1-2 punch. Confirmation testing lands that direct hit on the bug we know about, and then regression testing guards the flanks, making sure no new problems snuck in while we weren't looking. It's that teamwork that lets developers give us cool new features without breaking the old ones we depend on.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. The next time you tap that update button on your phone, just for a second, think about that invisible safety net, that complex dance of testing that's happening in the background. Because when it's done right, it's the only thing that keeps your digital world stable, secure, and working just the way you expect it to. Thanks for tuning in.